Hello. A lot of energy reluctance. What do I mean? Well, let's put it this way. I have noticed that the energies, when they change so dramatically, I swear. And when these energies change, I feel like sometimes I have no control over them, which is fine. Hello. But I also know that I have a job and a duty, and I all of a sudden I just got this red mark in my forehead that I have no idea even how I got that. So we're going to see if we can tone it down, but it ain't going anywhere. It's fine. Hello. It's been a crazy energy. I had a technical difficulty, so I had to swap out my new camera for my old camera because for some reason I have no control over the new camera, which works beautifully, but it had only focused in, so you only saw this much of me. I'm like, no, that ain't gonna happen. So I ended up taking my old camera and put it on here. So I'm really looking at this energy. I know that this morning, the feeling, it wasn't mine, but I had to double check. Was I reluctant to want to be here today? Am I soulfully want to be here today? Well, I knew I did, but what was the energy saying? And a lot of you probably are unaware that you are controlled by the influences of energy. We're energy. We're made of electromagnetic energy. We are energy beings that are vibrating just enough so that you can see this thing called matter. And so I'm just, I want to put myself together because I feel like I'm out, but I'm actually together because they're saying that all my chakras are aligned, and I can feel that. But it's how to help you explain what's going on. I was supposed to meet up with somebody to do a session, and the time change, for some reason, my mind could not wrap around that they spring forward, which means, and for some reason I still can't wrap my mind around it, to be on at a certain time. And for some reason, everything changed. Here they come. Everything changed. I was late for the thing. I don't like being late. I started to assess, and I could feel as a human how it started to get to me and how I was going to get upset. And I'm like, yes, I can be prone to this. Yes, I know. But is this really mine? Because I've learned throughout all of these years, these 30 years of focusing on intentioned to be awakened, to see it differently. And so the person that I had to meet up with, I didn't even get to say, hi, my name is Brenda, Power Medicine Woman. It was, hi, oh, so that is why I had to be late. Oh, so then I'm going, oh, so you are, and wow, spirits were just saying, I had to reflect everything that was happening to her because she was unable to say certain things. And I don't think she was able to articulate, not, perfect, healthy, beautiful young woman, and she's looking at me like, well, how do you know all this? And it's like, well, one of it was because I can read your energy, but two, I experienced the mirror of it today. And it was, so this morning, all over the news is about the happening that happened at Christ Church in New Zealand. And I thought, okay, this is, was it day 3 or day 2? I've lost days. It was, wait a minute. How are people, because I'm in Australia. If I was in the United States, would it affect me as much? Not sure. But I'm like, oh, okay. When 9/11 hit, oh my God, I picked up moments before it was happening, why it was happening, what was happening to the consciousness of the people. Hey, somebody finally caught me live. Yay. But it was just like, whoa. And it threw me off. And it took me a while to really recover and learn from that one. So I've learned a lot about the soul. I learned about a lot of people that don't even know that what a soul is. And I have to go back and think about the fact that I didn't know what a soul was either. You know, there's us. And then there's God, right? And some people say, oh, you're born without a soul. Or, you know, and the thing is what is a soul? Okay. Your spirit, you know, the void contemplated, went inward, see, came out and created the God point. And as the God point is looking to have some frame of reference, there was none. Here was actually here, and there was there. So there was no reference point. So when God went in and contemplated, he created us. So there's a little bit of time and space. And in this energy between me and God, or you and God, is this energy that's time, space, consciousness. My computer's going nuts. And all of this information, all of these frequencies, all of this planes of existence. But what makes us stand out is that we have a soul. A personal soul for each one of us, and it's our recorder device. You know, God says, okay, now go out and do what I did. Go. So we go in, contemplate, and create. Now we did the involution. You know, we got as far away from God as possible. We learned everything that isn't love, so we know what we are, and it's returning to love. And the returning to love can be a bit daunting, especially if we really believe that this matter is real. And like this morning, I mean, where did Brenda go? I'm picking up everything. The birds, I got birds. I'm picking up everything. And so then I just stopped, breathed, and hooked myself up to the quantum field of possibilities and says, do I really need to create my life this way today? No. So I asked, I'm just going to be an observant. Stand back, observe. So I'm observing and I'm doing good. And I'm like, wow, there is a lot of emotion that's going on in the planet. When you begin to wake up and you begin to, this is the tough part, decipher where you end and they begin. And when you have so much love in your heart, you're like, but I'm mad at what they just did. Yeah, you have every right to have those emotions, but don't take up residency there. And when you begin to become more of your God self, okay, the higher self, connecting to that source, the spirit, which is you, and I am that I am that, and then you just say, I am pissed today. Okay, so I am that. I'm pissed. I am. Am I? And so it's saying God is too, because it's a mirror. And the thing is having emotions is fine. And you can say, I don't like that behavior. But you're also coming up against everything that your soul has ever recorded. This is where it gets tricky, because the more you stand into not just being a soul, but being a spiritual human, which is connected to your higher self, looking at your higher self first, not going just to ego first, you all of a sudden have to stand in respect to what you're seeing, because they can't show up to you any other way than you let them. That is the hardest truth when you begin to awaken. But they're an asshole. I'm not an asshole. Okay, correct. You may not be an asshole now, but were you in the past? Were you in your soul's lives? You're all the lives that your soul has ever lived. You can look at this as a dream. Here you are, you go to sleep, you dream. You're not really those dreams, right? Yes and no. If you learn how to listen to the language of your soul and listen to how soul speaks, and you listen with the spiritual mindset, you begin to understand life being different. And the hardest truth is to realize that you are part of a whole. But when bad stuff happens on the planet, you're like, but I'm not them. But you are a mirror of things that you had to find out that you weren't. Now, when I go and help people, I'm looking for the root, R-O-O-T. My husband laughs at me because I say root, or I don't know. Why am I looking for that? Because you don't remember it. But you will remember it because you're like, oh yeah, I can see how I pushed myself. I've grown from that, but yet it still affects me. Roots affect you. Okay? Think of a tree. It has roots. And when it's drinking up and getting the minerals and the water and it starts to grow, it's the fruit that gets produced from the roots. And you're the same way. You just don't realize how much your roots are in this reality, these emotions, these thoughts. You are connected to the quantum field of billions of possibilities. And you choose one from all these waves to just become a particle, collapsing on that moment of time. You know, and each of those moments, there's nothing wrong with them. But as you as a soul begin to contemplate, and you begin to spiritually wake up, you're looking at your soul going, I got some heavy shit that I got to heal. And you're learning to resolve all of those things. It's not about saying, put you in the cause and effect side of the equation and tell you to stay on the effect and let me berate you. You know, that has nothing to do with it. You have got to stop berating yourself. You have to stop being angry at yourself. You got to stop being a victim. Those paradigms are leaving the planet. And so when that happens, there are going to be souls that are going to leave the planet because we're moving into a different frequency in the fifth dimension. We are moving. We were going to respect what grade level they are, or on their soul's path level they are. You know, are we saying that we're better than them? And no, it is, this is where we are, and this is where they are, and it's learning to differentiate yourself between who you are and the mirrors that are out there. Yes, the roots are the core of you. And when you got that core energy running through the Hara line, okay, and you got this energy that's moving, this is why you can, you know, people think, oh, you're sick because your DNA from your genetics says that you're sick. Did you know that DNA can only be changed by your emotions? And that diseases don't actually, the DNA doesn't change because of the genetics. It is the shit they couldn't resolve. But it's not about blaming them. It's about you choosing that family line to say, oh, maybe I'll have a better chance of resolving this time. And they got the same issue I got. So you have to be very loving to yourself, very open to begin to understand that your soul is talking to you 24/7. If you are in your ego state of mind, electromagnetic guiding omniapparition, you get to decide what gets to appear. And when you get to identify things, that's different than identifying and saying, this is my identity. I have to work every day. And so you may hate it, but guess what? That happens to be the identity. But if you hate it, that's not your true identity. When you begin to find that authentic self, you're going to be able to stand up and go, I really don't like the color green, or I really do. That's a whole other ball of wax when it comes to color frequencies. But you begin to define yourself. I have seen so many people that can't say, oh, I like chocolate versus, I don't know, cake. I don't like sweets. I like this. And I was so shocked to listen to some young people that couldn't really say, this is me. It has to do with self-efficacy, the ability to have that confidence, to know what you like, and to move forward. Okay? And when you have experienced the world, you're doing your thing, and somebody comes along, and that vibration, you react to it, you ask for it. You didn't, as a person, ask for it, but on the soul level, it says, I have to heal this issue I have. So this person will come along and say, oh, what's that? That looks like a piece of shit. And you took it that way. That means that your soul said, oh, we got to do more homework. You didn't pass. And overcoming it so that you're like, so that doesn't hurt me. But deep down it does. No, you still didn't pass. It is when you reflect it that there's no reaction, there's no intensity, there's no loss. But you can look at it and go, oh gosh. You can see it. You can start seeing the differentiations. It's not about turning your feelings into indifference, because that needs to be healed too. It's that awakening to yourself that, I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, if anybody here can explain that feeling of what they're going through, look at all these beautiful people. So when you begin to wake up and start your day, it's so important to realign yourself up to the quantum field and not just put your body out to feel if it can survive. My biggest issue this morning was when I woke up and you're in that twilight. I could feel my body going, oh. And I'm like coughing, and I'm like, what? And then starting to wake up further, and then I started to fall for the emotional play of this is what life is going to feel like today. And I'm like, huh? And then it dawned on me that I had asked before I went to sleep, what is it I'm going to talk about today? I like to listen to Spirit to tell me a little story. Tell me what it is I need to learn for myself. Or if I'm going to do these shows, what is it that people want to hear? And, the first part of the show is to hear what your soul has to say. Hear how it is that your soul operates. Hear how it is that your spirit and your soul work together. Here it is the platform about empowerment through enlightenment. I used to teach this course in United States. It seems like a long time ago now. It's probably about 5 or 6 years ago. And I loved it because the people that come, they would pull out of the matrix, their matrix, of their everyday life hell, everyday fun, excitement, everyday confusion, every day, and pull out, and then come to class, and they, if we could, be in their authentic self because the energy said so. The energy was to help you not be in judgmental mode so you can look at somebody and go, oh, really? No, that wasn't allowed in class. If you did it, then I would have to put you on display. So it was very important to help you get in touch with your judgmental self, which is the ego, and the one that takes it personal, which is the ego, and the one that needs to connect with their heart and their mind and their gut. Using the heart and the intuition and your higher self to create your day instead of having to be stuck in this matrix that you are just, it's like being on a busy street and you have to figure out how to jump in and start driving along with them. A lot of times we have to take ourselves and be so caught up in, oh, someone's pissed today. So then if you had to learn how to survive, then you go into reaction mode of shutting down, or you have to puff up and be, I'm not taking your shit today. I mean, it is, how is it? How is it? And the thing is that why did you need to see that person today that way? Well, somebody else may not even see it. I sat in a classroom. There's about 20 of us, and I brought a couple of my girlfriends, as I wanted them so much to hear this amazing teacher. And as I'm sitting back, I noticed I was sitting back here and everybody's in front. That was the last seat, so I grabbed it, and I was just amazed to see how people react. And then at the end, I was told, did you see how the teacher was mean to me? And I'm like, wait, what? I didn't see that. And did you see? And then another person says, oh, they weren't like that. They were like this. And I really had to pay attention, because this is what I was supposed to learn. Somebody I thought was amazing, they weren't ready for him. They were, but they wanted to interpret it their way. And it was really important to see how we really, I want to say, I would tell you to pay attention to, and those that remember how I teach would already remember the word. They're not triggers. It is that twang. It'll be a twang in you that all of a sudden that you have no idea what that person just did, but it pissed you off. Or maybe you do know. But all of a sudden, the biggest twangs are when all of a sudden you look at somebody and you don't know why, but you can't stand them. And a lot of times it's just the signature of their behavior and temperament that's coming across. And so when that behavior and that temperament happens, they don't have to say a word. It's a signature. Now, here, let's go deeper. I've had 2 students, loved them both, still love them, and all of a sudden they were at odds at each other, and I could see that they both had, you remind me of my grandma, you remind me of my sister, you remind me of, and they sat down and I said, okay, we're going to do an exercise. So in class, we put the energy cord between them, and they were just to look over each other's shoulder, and I put them in a state of their brain awareness to be in a certain state so they could see. And once they identified the emotion, the behavior, whatever it was, they knew, and they could say who that was. And for the first time, both of them looked at each other and go, but you're not that person. You are today. And you could be for the rest of my life. But they ended up having such deep respect for one another, because they realized, you're not who I'm seeing, looking through, projecting. You're not that person. And it was such a beautiful thing, because they're great friends today. It's so important. So you share this program and you let us know. And your name goes into the hope chest. Like there's one right there. Okay. Lenore is, what do you call it? She takes you and put your name in the box. Sometimes we'll play random games. I'll pick a number to, I don't know what other games I've ever played, but it is, sometimes Spirit will say, make them say yes, yes, yes. And those say 1 yes, you don't get a card. If you say yes, 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 or whatever it is I ask you to say, then Spirit says, pick the first 4, however it is. We'll play games, and you can get free readings. You can get 5 minutes, 7 minutes, up to 10. If you want a paid reading, which I don't know if she's here today, and I haven't talked to her all weekend, but if Olivia's here, we can do a paid reading now, but I'm not sure if she's here. People can pay ahead of time. I can mark you down on the thing. And 1111 is nothing. But it can give you and great in-depth knowledge. Because if you're my friend on Facebook through the personal page, then we can call each other, and they don't have to see your face, but they can hear you, which helps me, helps you, but it helps everybody that's listening. Because, like for instance, when we can start doing certain healings, Olivia's at work. That's right. She got a job. Yay! But we will connect with her and she will get her money's worth. So that's great. And what's the hugest thing about healing? I say that a lot. Well, there's resolution tools. These tools are designed to help you to take your chaotic moment and to calm the chemical peptide that's making you feel a certain way and calm it down. And then it actually calms the thoughts down. And then all of a sudden, the blood returns back up to the forebrain and you're able to think. Because this is where you create reality, people, in your frontal lobe. And depression is this energy that's in the prefrontal cortex, right down inside behind the eyes. And the eyes have a lot to do with whether you are going to construct your issue or you can remember your issue. Now, if you want, yes, PayPal. If you want to pay, then it's very simple. Lenore's put it up. But if you go to PayPal, you say send money. It's bpower.mw@dr.com. Well, and there you can, I'm not going to confuse you, but you can go to my website, hit a link, and pick one of those expedites. But it all depends on what spirit wants. So people will wake up, and what does that mean? You're going to see with fresh eyes. You're going to start seeing with your heart. You're going to start seeing with your higher self. And when you are not connected to your higher self or your heart or your gut, then you can be listening through your ego. And all of a sudden, nothing will make sense. Your life will feel turbulent. And you're scrambling with your survival mode to make sense of your world so that it can calm down so you can just have a breath and go, okay, all right, fine. Let's play this game again. And it's like, no, when you begin to take and look at how your body is programmed, and I did say that, you program your body to become automatic response to what you learned as a young child, if that makes any sense. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, my stomach seems to be really upset, and I don't know who that is. What else do we do? There are other things that happen. Spirit will come in and have things happen to me, like somebody just put a fedora on my head, and they're saying, I'm just an example. But we'll give you cues. We'll give you different little behaviors. And when that occurs, it's for not maybe just one person, but for a couple. Or maybe they're speaking just to you, and you'll know it because you'll feel it. And when this happens, wow, I can feel, what do I feel? I feel, I didn't light the candle. That's what they're telling me. They're saying, how can we obey your rules if you don't even cue it? So when you begin to learn how to use your abilities, and you'll learn how to use them through your chakras. When you learn how to use your chakras and you learn how to balance, and then you use the quantum field, then you can cue, I took my wedding ring off because I made bread yesterday. Made 4 loaves of bread, a bunch of cinnamon rolls, and pizza. I feel naked. You can cue them to come in. They're saying that everything seems to be off. Now, they're all complaining. Well, not complaining. How do you know about that? They're waiting for things to realign too. So it's not just me. They're saying something occurred as well. How interesting is that? Okay. So now if I listen, my ears are beginning to itch. I would have to say it's the frequencies to some degree that are changing, are vibrating differently. Maybe the North Pole, maybe the pole issue, maybe Sound. Wow. Okay, so the intensity of colors and frequencies are really happen to um, ooh, my mind is like really, oops, here we go. I would say someone paid and I can't stop closing on me. We are going to get you open. Yeah, spirits are everywhere. Now all of a sudden I got the animals coming in. Okay, I know it said somebody paid, and it's taken us lovely time. Ah, beautiful. 1111 star. Oh, I love this. Now, star. I can give you a reading like this, or we can. Wow, there's a lot of disturbances. I don't know if you're picking them up or if I'm picking you up. Did you want me to call you so that people can hear you, or do you want me to just do the reading like this? And if you do, is there something that you would like to talk about? Because the animals are mine. Oh, you have all different kinds, because I've got reptiles that are coming in now. I want to say I got a bear. I don't know if it's a koala bear or a bear or a sloth. It just is like snuggled up. Something just snuggled right up against me. That is sure, why not? Does that mean I call you? Okay, so let me get this hooked up and turn in line in mode.
Line in mode.
Yes. Line in mode. Oh, yeah, maybe this will explain why I feel so funky-dory. Oh, gotta look up star. Ah. All of a sudden, energy from, I don't know if it was Atlantis or what. They're talking to me. All right, so I'm assuming that's you. We're going to find out. Hey, plug it in right. There. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, this is Brenda, Power Medicine Woman.
Hi there.
Oh, this is exciting. Maybe it is you I'm picking up. I noticed there was an increase in vibration.
Yes.
Is there anything specific you wanted to talk about?
Not specific, just freestyle.
All right.
Do your own thing.
Okay, so they say, do you want to heal something? Or just get information?
Information, anything they give you.
Okay. They're picky. They want me to pick up a certain pendulum. So, I don't know, it's blue. Okay. I haven't started the timer yet because normally I will connect. But in this case, there's an energy field. I don't know how to explain it. It is also, it's like we are deliberately being put into a space. And I'm not sure why we're both being put into the space. They said, well, do remember her. I said, what do you want me to know? Okay. So they said that, you said be random. So I don't know if it'll make sense that they usually do.
They always do.
And usually I have to take notes.
It could be a bubble for me.
See, it's like you had to let me into your space.
Yeah, I have to let you in.
Yeah, that's why I had to wait. Okay, that makes more sense, because now all of a sudden I can hear just you and I, not really any of the echoing of the rest of the world, which is a good.
Yeah, I have to let you in your space. Sorry.
No, that's probably why. Okay, so now they're saying, remember a time. Are you talking about me remembering a time with you? Yes. So I feel like this is a past life type thing, but they said that she was awfully hysterical. Was she male? No, she was female. You were at least 45. You saw someone drowning. Oh, well, yeah, I'd be hysterical too. All right, so we have to figure out this. All right, drowning. Now I'm seeing baby cubs. You were watching So we must have been outside, because now all of a sudden I feel like we're in the pioneer energy field.
Oh, guess what's just happened? Get this. There's a bird going off now.
They're
Welcome to my blackbirds. They came today.
awesome. We've got magpies that are hanging out our house. We named them.
Oh, nice.
They just come up and chat with us now. This blackbird, black bear. These are bears. These are little bears. Brown bears. You know what I mean? Black bear, brown bear. Okay. What? Oh. Okay. So, all right. I'm just going to jump in further. They said, yes, there may have been a panic and there was a lot of indecisiveness, but you understood at the time what had happened. So what I feel, wow, that's just hard to say, but what I'm seeing is that you had a child, and this child got mauled. But here's the thing, the child didn't get mauled. Okay, so there was a lot of confusion. I'm going to have to follow the child. The child was out following and playing along, and nothing big. It was having fun. It was just something that kids go outside and play. And it wandered where the bears went. Okay. And what I saw or see is that it fell in, the baby. I'm not sure. It's got to be at least like a 3.5, 4-year-old. And you were out looking, but you couldn't. You were looking in the opposite direction. And energetically, you were very in tune, but that day you were not meant to be in tuned. So there's a part of you in this life that you really try to stay attuned to everything. Does that make sense?
Yes, I'm very hyper vigilant, and I'll go off on this because every time I see some issues, you know how you were talking about, it wasn't triggers. What was the word again?
Twangs.
I watch things about children passing, and I am just bawling.
Yeah, it's that particular.
Bawling. Like, I cannot handle it.
And that is because of that time. Wow. Okay, that's a great confirmation. The interesting part is that the child, okay, you weren't meant to follow that child, because that's why your intuition pulled you in a different direction. It did. I just have to explain something. I'm going to stop the timer real quick.
You know what? I have a question for you.
Yes.
I've had a guardian around.
It's him.
And can you figure out a name and see if it's the name that I know? I'm
terrible with names, but I will tell you that, okay, first of all, the soul, I stopped the timer. The soul, well, when it has to go, it will never make sense to any of the humans, but it will to the soul. And so soul to soul, yes. There is an agreement. This is, it's like we go to school and we already know what's going to happen. Now, did the universe trick you? But no, I don't want to say that either. But the thing is that you said, I'm not participating in this because I would know that I would want to stop it. And his soul said, yeah, and you can't stop it because I need to go. And so it was prearranged about how you're going to be sidetracked while all of this happens. Now, when you did...
Can I say something else?
Yeah.
I have always said that your soul comes here with a prearranged plan. So
exactly.
Whatever bad thing has happened in your life, your soul has already agreed to that.
Oh, absolutely. We go to Earth. We go to soul school. And we sit there and, and we're like, okay, I have to learn about loss. And then who's going to be the first person? So this spirit will raise their hand and I'll be your mother. Oh, okay. And then if I don't learn my lesson through them, I have to, from daddy. Okay. Or a brother. So then all of a sudden everything is agreed upon. It's so complicated, but yet over there, it's not. For us, it is. It's supposed to be. Okay. So they're saying the little boy, as I follow him, he slipped in. The bear was trying to save. Didn't quite make any sense, but yeah, looked like it got mauled or swept away, but it was how you interpret it, because when you did finally get to come to pass from it, people were coming up with stories. Nobody actually saw it. And the little boy, now I can't tell, because sometimes the soul is non-gender, but the soul is saying that I feel like it was a little boy. And
strangely, I cannot stand it when people try to tell stories when they are not there to say it.
Yeah.
Or see it.
Yeah.
I hate it. Like, why are you telling a story? You weren't there.
That's you going through that particular time again. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so turning the timer back on. So they said that now they showed me this little boy has grown up to a man, but at the same time he's non-gender, but yet he's choosing the more of the yang aspect. But he is, and I was going to point it out before you said it, was he's now guarding you and guiding you, because he feels after the experience. Now, this is the interesting thing. When the soul does die, they get to do life reviews, not just view how they played, but how other people felt.
That's awesome.
And so it is. But then at the same point, he says, I had to learn that. And being so young, it's like, how much could he learn? But he got to feel your pain, okay? And that pain has put him on the journey of discovering, something deeper. But this particular part of him, because his soul has continuously have been living on, but this particular personality imprint, okay, has chosen to want to guide and guard you, because of the pain that you haven't been able to let go of. And they said the biggest emotion that seems to keep twanging in you is hysterical.
Yeah.
Okay. And because when I first saw that, I wasn't for sure, but okay, now I'm getting more of it. And they said that the arrested development in that lifetime has really put you in a position in this life where you okay, so do you have kids or don't want kids? That's bold.
I was about to say this. I don't want boys. I really don't want boys. It's like, I don't know why, I just don't want boys, but I have 2 kids.
Okay.
They're girls. And
well, the reason you don't want a boy is because the how do I put this?
It's like I said it today. I said, I feel like having a boy is trouble. You're going to put yourself in danger. They're going to be in danger, and you're going to always have to worry about them.
Yeah, that is particularly that lifetime, because one thing is that your heart fell so deeply for this boy. And I didn't realize the significance of this until I've had 2 kids. One was a boy and a girl. And the boy, for some reason, your heart, it's a different vibration. You love your kids. There's nothing wrong with that. You love them equally. You love them differently.
Oh my gosh.
But there's something about feeling, I think it's the opposite gender that triggers something in.
I don't know. I'm just so crazy. I don't want boys because they always get hurt. They're always daredevils.
Yeah. And it's that aggression. It's that male energy that really, what do I want to say, is really what it bothers you. But it goes back to this particular time anyway. And they said that it discouraged you greatly, and you distrusted what? What did you distrust? See, now you blamed yourself, because they're saying that you became petrified, and you blamed yourself that you didn't protect him. Okay, even though your soul, after you passed on from that, you learned that was all prearranged. The idea of, I'm never going to let that happen to me again, was a very strong statement that you chose to come into this world with. Does this make sense?
Yeah, it's so crazy. Past life stuff. I actually did ask. I was like, I want to know more about my past life because I feel like I have blocks in life. It's like I get angry over stuff that doesn't make sense, but it's not really angry. It's just like I don't want to talk anymore, you know?
Yeah, you're
That
done.
doesn't make no. I'm done. I don't want to talk about it. I'm good.
Yeah, and as I'm picking it up, he's coming really close to my face. He says there's an uncertainty in her voice, but the closeness is to my face. It's weird because I feel like he's Irish or he's redheaded or from that part of the country. I can't place it. He's deliberately trying to tell me he's from, and I know you probably know, or some other people know what I'm talking about. It has to be Ireland, or it has to be over in that area. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I'm like barely Irish.
Okay, maybe you didn't ever want to be Irish again. Because remember, if you associate one thing, you associate almost everything to it. So I'm going to ask Spirit, what is the
and
one...
I never even knew any of this stuff. It's so crazy.
I'm going to ask Spirit, what is it you would want her to heal so that she could, she has to do what? She has a habit of running and hiding.
Yep.
And they said this habit keeps you in that arrested development. All right. So I need to find out. They said it is the fourth chakra in the back. Okay. So the back is about the will. And the will towards the outer world. And they said that you have not really developed the safety of seeing the world and being grateful to be, to be in the world, not of the world. I can't remember that phrase. But the point is there's a part of you that literally stops you from being grateful. But you're very grateful because your heart's big, but it's in the back. So this is grateful for what? Humanity? No. For the understanding. Go a little bit further. They said that you're developing because you have another. They're showing me that there's a possibility another. How old are you, dear?
I am 28.
When you hit your 30s is what I heard because the timeline looks really small, which means it looks like you're going to be doing another cross of another past life that's going to pop up. That's going to jolt you into going out into the world. So I'm going to ask Spirit, is this like a bitch slap? No, this is a remembering. Good. We don't want bitch slaps.
No, thank you. Those are rough.
Those are. And they said, but your soul is going to ask you again to, what do you want her to really develop? Gratefulness to things you know. People, no, what? Tell me, grateful for what? Grateful for... It's weird because all of a sudden all I can hear is taking action. I don't know what that means. I know that it's after 11 minutes. Just give me a second because I really feel... Hold on. I got a new deck of cards, people. Jennifer Margaret has sent me a beautiful deck as a gift of love.
I think this is so awesome, but it's all past life stuff. This is crazy.
Yeah, and you're supposed to remember some of this and heal it. Oh. So the deck is the Akashic Tarot. Okay, it's by Sandra Ann Taylor. Now, the first card...
Question.
Yes.
I can't see the deck thing or anything.
Right.
Is it a brown?
Yellowish
Brown, like mustardish?
Yeah, and there's a goddess on the front, or a female, holding a scroll.
Yeah, so I can see those kinds of things without seeing.
Cool.
So
cool. Now I've got to ask, do you want her in the upright or reverse? Upright. It says, like the Akashic Field, The aurora borealis flows energy and brilliance as charged particles from the sun interact with atoms in the Earth's atmosphere. Oh my God! I'm trying to read. All I can hear. Did you get affected by what happened at Christ Church?
No.
No. Did something? Wow! I can't see it. It's not coming in. But you got affected by the way people reacted to something because it kind of pissed you off. It's just recent.
Is it the one at the mosque?
The one that you talked that because that was at Christ Church, but there was something about. Okay, think of humanity just for a moment. Do you have anybody in your space that condemns other humans, other religions, other?
Yeah, I can't stand that. I don't.
Then maybe it's coming. Sorry. Maybe it's coming, but what it is that you're going to be asked to pay attention to where that anger wells up from. Like I can feel it like it comes from your root or your second chakra. It just like wells right up, and you can't help yourself, but all of a sudden you want to spew out what you're trying to tell them to not do. You know, it's not that you want to be judgmental. It's just that I think you lived through a particular attack as well. I can also see that you were a witch and you were burned.
Yeah.
I can see, so there's a pattern.
I can tell you about the witch stuff. That stuff is coming out of nowhere, left field.
Well, they're all,
it's coming out now, everything.
Okay, so these particular past lives that you're showing me all have something to do with about how you don't want to interact with the world to some degree. It's like you're afraid to come out as
yeah, I'm pretty uncomfortable to come out of my shell sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the bubble thing.
I keep quiet and keep my opinions to myself.
Right, but you're not going to be able to much longer.
Oh God.
Because you haven't healed the hysterical aspect of yourself. How's that for you?
That's wonderful.
And because you haven't healed that emotion, that then it's just going to, you're just going to feel like you got balls and you can stand up and say what you want to say.
Oh yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. For some reason, that came over me the other night. I was like, why did they even just go off?
Well, it's going to get stronger. Because you need to develop why you stayed hidden, and his hysterical energy needs to get resolved. So you could tap that out. So the rest of your card is all about receiving this card upright tells you that an amazing opportunities abound at this time. You can increase and accelerate the experience by opening the doors of the Akashic records. Your life force energy resonates with the universal synchronies now, so you can explore the records and receive exactly the information that you need and the energy that can help. Engage in the pursuit with a conscious focus. Write your intentions and ask for inspiration. I think that's funny. It just agreed to what we were just talking about.
No, honestly, I do write stuff down.
Good.
A lot.
Good. Good, because the more that you begin to define your pattern, you can break it. The more you define a particular emotion that twangs up in that pattern, you can actually break that pattern, because your emotions really affect the way you think. Okay? And if your emotions are so out of whack and they're vibrating high, you're going to get in high beta, which means now your thoughts are just going to get more irrational, rational, and it's going to get very confusing. So I don't think it's a bitch slap. It's like a bee sting.
No.
But you are going to be learning that I think I need to take care of this emotion first.
Right.
So you may have to set an appointment with me, or we can do it live on the air sometime. But it was great to talk to you, my dear.
I was talking to you too.
I'm so glad we did this.
This is fun.
I was like, where are they going with this? I don't want to tell her this, but now I can understand why I did.
Yeah, that's crazy past life stuff. I can't believe that happened in my past life. That's crazy.
But
Wow.
misunderstanding stories. I think that if we can pull that away, it's hysterical, but misunderstanding the stories. And somehow you're blaming yourself. And I'm not sure how that fits in, but I think the more that you explore this emotion that's going to pop up out of you, you're going to then start noticing where your development has arrested, had stopped, because your soul is asking you to develop again.
Oh, so on my notes. I've been feeling like I need to take another step, but I'm like, dude, where do I go? Like, I'm just trying.
All right, well, you're doing great, but stay tuned with me, and there's a lot of things that you can do, and you'll find that you'll do leaps and bounds, because as we raise the frequency in this room, it helps people get in touch with their soul and with their higher self, and then that helps them to grow. So by you telling and sharing your story, we're all helping each other walk our way home. I think we're doing good together.
Sure hope so.
Thank you so much, honey. I appreciate this. And we'll talk to you later.
Yes, of course.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Now, I find that I love that. That's awesome. That is, I hesitated for a minute, because it's like, especially when people, you lose a baby, lose that love of your life, it can be very daunting. I'm trying to get back to the one screen, but it's not there. It's cooperating now. Well, sort of cooperating. Need to get back to this one. Okay. All right. So past lives are very important to some degree, because oh God, who's here now? Oh, they always like to pick that one spot on my head. So, okay, so I didn't pick a name because I can't usually hear them, but all I can tell you is I hear Shane. Something about a Shane. First, it was going to start with a D, but then they said no, and then it was a Shane. So now our first free reading is Diana Magdala, Medaglia. Diana. If you're here, if you're still here, that's great. You have gotten a free 7-minute reading. Okay, so Diana, if you're here, I forget there's a delay, then you get your free reading. Now we can, I don't know if we're friends. I'll have to do it this way. But yeah. Let's just wait a second. Diana, and last name is Medaglia. Okay, so we'll give it a second, and if not, I will ask Lenore, the birthday girl yesterday. Happy birthday, Lenore! Hopefully she had a great time. Yeah. Well, the name Shane came out because it was Star had asked for a name, and I was going to say start with the D word like Darwin, but then all of a sudden towards the end, I don't know if that's for her or for somebody else, but all of a sudden Shane just spoke into my right ear. I'm not good with names. That's not how I was trained. I don't like to see death. My sixth chakra knows that, because it deliberately comes in and says, I don't want to talk about that. Because I used to have spirits that would come in and they would tell me their name, they would tell me their story, and they wouldn't just tell me because I felt them die. And I have an issue with that, because I watched my boyfriend die, the whole scenario, seconds before it actually unfolded. And so I have put a block in on myself. And I'm beginning to learn that I can do this, but it's still scary. All right, so I do not see a Diane, so we'll go to the next one. Demi Waters, are you here, sweetie? Where is, these little tiny screen, I swear. Yeah, see, and the thing is I would see death right before it happened, and I didn't like that. I see my dad die, my mother. I mean, it's just my boyfriend died. I watched it before I could even say the next word on my mouth. it flashed up and said, this is what he's going to do. This is what the sound of the car is. This is how they're all going to behave. This is the energy. And then when watching unfold and you're just numb, you can't do nothing. Ugh. And it's like, I question, why the hell did you show me that? If I can't do anything about it, why do you even show me that? But I also had to learn how souls operate. I don't see Demi here either. That's okay. We will get to the next. So I will double check just to make sure nobody had paid for another reading. Don't know why it didn't show up that quick. But I will look again. And it's good that we share. It's good that we grow. Now, it's this deck of cards, I have not really shuffled it to get them separated, but I still trust Spirit to give me the card exactly what it needs. You can just go, and all of a sudden the Spirit will say, oh, yeah, this is the card I want. You know, diversity. The timelines must be changing because normally I can see when it's just the past, but with hers it went not just the past, it went past life, and then crossing of the past life of the future, and then it was, you know, so we'll see what happens. It's redefining what you see, and as a human, it can really stunt your growth, which, good God, that happened to me. I'll see if there's another name because there's two people that are not here. And I'm just going to say grab another name. And if we can't, you did great, Star. Oh my God, you shared. You let people hear. You let how the connection was happening. And you calmed me down because I was like, I don't know if I want to tell her that. But we worked well together. And that is so important. So important. And it's so important that we share this because I'm getting classes around and it's tricky because there's so much information and I want to give it to you all at once. And they said no, because there's a format. You know, level 1, level 2, level 3. It's like, because I really want you all to know this. I'm looking for a Maria Norella. Maria, and then Norella, Norella. Yeah, I could play a game. If this person doesn't show up, then that'll be the next thing I'll do. Maybe the next time I will just, while we're waiting for Maria, I'll let Lenore. What I'll do is that if you say, here I am, I'll take the first 4 people that says, here I am. Here I am, and the first 4 people, I will give you a card. Ooh. Well, somebody has already picked somebody. Here I am. Remember, it has to be what they choose. Here, hold on. I see. Okay, so Maria, I'll get back to you in a minute, sweetheart. I'd give you a card reading, but I'm also just going to give you a reading. So, Sophie. I'm not going to try to say that last name because I'll butcher it. And I love you too much to do that to you. Ooh, so the relationship deck. It's the romance relationship deck. And they're saying stop. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So, whatever that means, because if you're with somebody, it is finding and connecting with that heart. And taking all of that baggage and breaking it down. The more you resolve your issues of the heart, then what happens is, again, if you feel twanged of anger and it's interfering because that's baggage, resolve that out. Use healing tools. Contact me. We can heal stuff out. because the more you begin to get to see and to hear with your heart, you'll hear with your higher self, and then you'll be able to use your gut, and then you'll be able to communicate, so you don't have to bring up old issues with this person. And if you don't have a love in your life, still heal your shit so that you can magnetize them to you quicker. Okay, next one, Robin Schultz. Ooh, I don't know why, but there's just a bunch of horses all of a sudden around you. I feel like we're outside on a farm somewhere. And that person says, I don't understand that one. I'm a cow. Moo. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. Well, hopefully you'll understand it. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Understand that if you are putting your all in, and this person does not put their all in, and you've healed your crap that stops them from seeing, from putting their all in, then it's time to decide if that's what you were born to do, was to come in to have this unrequited love, or not being able to be loved back, being thought of as second best. You got to decide. And then when you do open up your heart and move forward, start letting that love in. The universe will rearrange everything for you so that you actually can have that somebody that loves you, and you'll begin to feel that. Because I had unrequited love. I loved this person, but they stopped loving me, and I stayed for a long time. And then when I finally decided, what am I doing? And now I have somebody that adores me, loves me, and I'm the love of their life, and that's beautiful. Lenore, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Now, they're saying you need to really feel the love for yourself. And that is if you were to date yourself, are you worth dating? It's that reconnecting with your feelings and feel your worth. Know your worth, because I feel like you have for so long allowed yourself to think that I'm not really worth based on how people reacted because they needed to grow up. And because of their reactions, Samantha McDonald, then it happens in that fashion that you just, so just think about it. If you saw yourself on the street, would you see yourself worth dating? And if not, why? And then heal that shit that you believe in yourself. Now this is upside down. And which one do you want? Both? Okay. Which one first? Okay, so I don't know, Samantha, if you know anybody in a past life relationship, says you have known each other before. Okay. And the flip side of it is true love. You knew true love, especially in that lifetime. And I don't know what they're saying. I don't know if you're trying to recreate that moment because you remembered that true love and you're trying to find it in this lifetime. If so, you need to let go of that's lost, it's missing. Or you are connecting with that person, just embrace it more, if that makes any sense. Okay, so thank you for playing that part of the game. And so is Maria here? I got to get London. Oh my God, how wonderful. Arizona. Oh, that's beautiful. Become friends with me. Become friends with medicine woman Brenda. Get live updates, see first, and become friends with me on my personal page so that you can be, inspired every day. You can see the latest updates of things that sometimes I don't share on my page. And if you guys are really into wanting to learn this, Empowerment to Be You is the group. Empower to Be You tribe is something you can join too. All right. Would you, Maria, you're going to get 7 minutes free. Would you like to have a question? Do you want me just to randomly find something? And you know, the beautiful part is I do reread these later, and then sometimes I'll just throw out free cards just because Spirit tells me so. If you shared, I'll usually give a free card. You know, so there's, you know, come back. You never know what Spirit will do. Whoops, where'd we go? Maria, I'm going to, there she is. Random is good. Okay. All right, ready? Start the timer. Your nose knows something. So are you a good sniffer? Do you sniff things out? Do you like to smell things? Or do you have an animal that, or do you feel like you could be an animal? But there's the nose knows. That means that you probably are more of a nose person that's very sensitive to using your intuition with your nose, if that makes any sense. Because sometimes you will definitely be like, really? Okay, like a center on a ship where you're always looking for bad things to happen. In this case, they you have to smell for panic, and they said that there was something about 1.5, 2 years old, and you smelled something. And example, fire. You smelled something, and it was recorded in your memory that was bad, and so now there are sometimes you'll have certain smells that'll associate with that it's bad. Now, is this healthy intuition? No, because your 1.5-year-old is the one that defined it. So when you begin to smell it as the adult, what does it do? It makes you go into being panicked, and it's usually when you start to smell awkwardness, or either they're awkward or you're in an awkward position. And when that happens, there seems to be a set of an energy of injustice, unfairness. Hello, Lisa. So it's that, do you understand what I mean by unfair injustice? Because all of a sudden I see a bunch of little kids running around going, that's not fair. A lot of kids. I don't know if you work if those are your siblings, or if you work in a place that you feel this or see this, but there's a part of you, because my shoulder hurts and it feels like I'm on edge. You know, feedbacks would be great if you could communicate. That'd be great. Okay, so sometimes the self-talk, self-abuse, there's something that you're doing that actually starts to limit you. When that ability of yours kicks in, there's a part of you that limits yourself from actually pursuing something, doing something. She said, that's me. Hypervigilant, large family. Oh, yeah, lots of kids. Jeez, oh, Pete. That would make sense. But it was just like, we're going back to where, I don't know if they like to make you insecure, but I don't know if you were the runt or if you're in the middle, but it was like you could feel like were you made to feel like you're the joke? No, that's not what I want to say. Okay, so now my sister's appeared. She says, well, remember when? And she's trying to help me understand there's somebody in your family that really wanted all the attention for themselves. And in order to get all that attention from themselves, it had to persuade you to act and feel and be a certain way so that they still could get all the attention. And if it wasn't from the people they wanted, at least they got it from you. Does that make any sense? Yeah, well, welcome. Yeah, peacekeeper, black sheep. Yeah. So you must have similar to what I had then. But what happens is you're beginning to wake up and you're beginning to see that, Jesus, they have some of the attitudes of these people are, what are you trying to tell me? Suffocating. You want to bark at them, but you can't because of their delicate nature or their sarcastic nature. There's something that it's like, why even bother now? Because it's like, but you're really beginning to see them now, and you're not doing it in a judgmental way. At first it shocked you. But you're like, God, that makes a hell of a lot of sense now. But as you are beginning to say, not that, I'm no longer want to be that. It's not that you're like, oh, hell no. It is, I'm in a whole nother world. And that's what, and that's a good thing for you. But you realize that people put you in a particular feeling state and you're like, I don't know. No, it's like you're starting to pass your test now. You're like, no, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that anymore. And that's good, but there's times that you feel overwhelmed and certain emotions will start to come in and it affects you. Okay, and it confuses your intuition because the little self in you said, it was about people that taught you right and wrong were actually no bigger than what you were, and you saw them as experts. But now that you're older, you're full of shit, and you can see the inconsistency, and you're beginning to, they said, to begin to really notice that you have to consider your sources. The people that you just wholeheartedly trusted, you're like, it's not that you're smarter than them. It's just that you know that if you want to make $1 million, you don't go to somebody that lives on the street and take classes from them. You're beginning to really see. And your sniffer is saying, maybe I need to reevaluate and retune in, not to the old patterns, but to notice that I can change the way that you think, okay? But you have got to take care of this self-abuse you do to yourself, because it really starts to mess up with your gut and your heart and your higher self. So as you're trying to get those three in sync and to reach that state of, in the quantum field where all opportunities are, it gets you really confused because I don't know if you're even aware of the type of self-abuse you do to yourself. But they said it's there. Now you're so dead on. Okay. So they're asking for you to actually get rid of failure. Tap it out, heal it out, make an appointment with me. But you really don't need to be controlled by that anymore. And especially with other people's failure that somehow make it feel like your fault. And there's also this resonating with people that failed, because you were taught, from what I can hear, is that you were taught that, oh, you didn't know that already? Well, you failed. But did you know that Einstein and Edison and all these people, they took those failures and made them into steps? Because they knew, oh, that's not the way it works. Their whole point of view wasn't that they failed and then they threw a tantrum. Who knows, they might have. But they took that and they said, that's not the way it works. And they fine-tune. And that's what you're supposed to do, is fine-tune. Okay. That's fight or flight. Well, we can heal that. Because PSTD, it's going in and finding that exact moment and start to break it down. And so that your memory can be a memory, but the chemical peptides and the things that are holding it in place can be resolved. All right, so I'm going to turn to Lenore. Oh, I lost my Lenore. Lenny. Okay, so pick another name would be great. Somebody's got some stones in their hand. I don't know who you are, but you have some beautiful stones. And whoever that is, I am told that, getting back to nature, we're picking out native spirit cards by Denise Lynn. And it says walking in beauty. And whoever you are, you're supposed to walk more in your beauty. And that is, as you begin to walk your talk, you're going to now see more people grump and groan, and you know that you're on your right track. But you don't have to take that into heart. You don't have to take that personally. You don't have to just know that, oh, I'm doing it. I'm walking my path. And don't give that energy away to them and give them a time of day, okay? That could be you. I'm not sure. Just know that Somebody out there. Somebody out there. Sharon Wicks. Sharon Wicks. Hi, Sharon Gordon. How you doing, dear? Haven't seen you in a while. Hopefully you're getting better. They say that you, I just have to tell Sharon Gordon as we're waiting for Sharon Wicks, is that there's a self-abuse that you do that you don't want to participate in it anymore, but you can't change your pattern because you have responsibilities to do. I get that. So there's still something there. I can't see. Sharon Wicks. Oh, some names come up. Oh, there she is. Okay, Sharon. What would you like, dear? Ooh, because now the heat. Oh my God, the heat that's in this room. It's not the temperature outside. It's just we have a lot of warm bodies here, so I don't know whether that. Sometimes that can mean that they're not dead. Sometimes that could mean that they are. It's a form of consciousness. It's guides. Oh God, it can be anything. But you have a lot of warm bodies here. Woo, Jesus. So Sharon, if you have something very specific, because these people, it was made for you. I don't know what that means, but I can hear it was made for you. I don't know what it was made for you for. So since the feedback's that, I'm just going to start. But if you have a question, and hopefully I'll catch it. Ready? Where are we going? Something deep inside of you. You've had a pain. You've had something so you've experienced. And it kind of lingered forever, and it's just now deep inside your body. It's like to the bone. You know what I mean? It's so stored. It's like when a death happened, and it just hits you so deeply. It's like you can't shake it. It's now become a part of you. Okay, we're here. I don't know if you lost a bunch of people. We're here. So whoever's on the other side said they made it. Surprise. Some are joking, but there's a lot of people here. I don't know what this is. I feel like this one's a past life, but then these ones feel very fresh. Have you lost anybody just recently? Some said that, here's the weird part. They're showing me that they were on a bus. Now, that doesn't mean they died that way. It just means that a boat, they came on the bus with a bunch of people from the other side here, which I know sounds strange, but it's, now they're messing with my nose. Oh my God, what is the heck's going on here? So have you, okay, so share with me, Sharon, because I'm starting to feel this grief come up. And it hurt something hurt so deep that it actually starts affecting my glands right here. And do you feel responsible for some? Oh my God, I don't know, because now they're pushing and I'm feeling all of their feelings. I wanted to say fears. That she doesn't connecting. What do you mean she's not connecting? Sharon, you pick up other people's energies. You may not even know them. You are, okay, which chakra is it that's doing it? It's her fourth chakra in the back. It's so open. There's a vortex next to it. Okay, so you have a unhealthy vortex, not the chakra. These are vortexes we have in the body about how we communicate with the world. And they said that you have one that's so open that you'll start to resonate, meaning you start to emotionally vibrate like these people. So you could be sitting on a bus and you could be picking up everybody at once. And they said that you don't really hear it as much as all of a sudden it doesn't make sense to you, but you'll feel a certain way. And then you will go home and you can't shake it off. Does that make sense? But this unhealthy chakra, or chakra, vortex that's next to the fourth chakra, it is noticing that there is no lack of control. It's something that you witnessed and felt at 1 year old, something that was so deep. I mean, you should hear the words that are running through my head. Shame, responsibility. But I think you were watching and witnessing something happening. I can't tell if it's from a TV set, a world event, or inside the home. But somehow it is now become so resonated to you that that heart chakra, or the vortex next to the heart chakra, is so huge that it has to be on alert. But it's pulling in frequencies and it doesn't know to just bring it back in. So what I'm going to tell you is, as you breathe in and out, if you begin to, and this is where you're going to have to learn who you are and who they are, but you have to protect yourself from this. And so that's one reason why it's there, but it's not doing you any favor. You just can use your imagination and you imagine that the vortexes, you can do it with the chakras, but these are just vortexes. You got a big one on the back. But the thing is that it goes out from your body so huge that it's like a big vacuum, and it sucks all the vibrations and resonates with you. And all of a sudden, this is how you've learned how you're supposed to behave as a child. But as the adult, you kind of tune certain things out. You kind of become tougher, harder, something. That's something. I'm not sure what that is. Now they're pointing at your chest. And I really wish there was feedback. You get to listen to these shows again. That's the beautiful part. But you're going to take your imagination. You're going to start breathing in. You got to start being like a wave. Okay, so that means you breathe in, make your stomach come out, and then you breathe out by making your stomach go in. So you go, but you don't stop. You don't have to be fast. You can just make it longer. And as you do that, it starts to reset things. But then you use your imagination that you see this vortex and just wait for it to tune in. And you just kind of bring it back in. Now, go out as far as your end of your fingertips. You can just breathe those vortexes in and out. And then get them spinning. Bring them back into order. And you can start to protect yourself. Okay, and as you do that, you need to practice getting that vortex to come in and balance. The other one is you touch your third eye and your belly button at the same time. Push in and lift up at the same time. And we want you to do the tidal wave breathing. Just allow yourself to get that breathing in sync, fast or slow. I would say just do it kind of slow. Count in your head so that there's the same pace. And as you're holding, because then this energy here from the central and then the governing will come in, it'll create the egg. And then as you're allowing yourself to see the vortexes, your vortexes will start to come into balance. And you'll stop picking up so many people. Because you, according to this, you can pick up busloads. I don't know if you have to take the bus, but they're just trying to, maybe it's an analogy that you're around people that have this. So be aware that some of these emotions are not even yours. Okay. Not sure what she thought of that. Again, I like feedback. And now all of a sudden they just dispersed. They were pushing up against me. It felt like I had a cloak on. And then all of a sudden, their part's over. Okay, so we're going to do a 5-minute freebie, so that means I've got to pick a number. Oh, clear it. Clear it, Brenda. Doot, doot. And I'm going to, oh, here's a piece of paper. And we're going to pick a number from 1 through 50. And you, okay, what number you guys want? Apparently they're arguing, well, you got to choose last time. Well, I thought there's a bunch of you, not just one. Okay, we have one. It's all written down. It's all here. So you guys go ahead and start guessing away. And, keep an eye on for me, because sometimes I may not see that. So if I accidentally say it's somebody else and somebody else picks first, I will honor both. Don't worry. Stop. I see 38, and it looks like Star Olson. Was there anybody before her? That was a quick one. See it? Okay, so if it's just Star, okay, that was a good one. That was a quick one. Okay, 5 minutes. Now I can call you again, or we can just do this way. It's up to you. All right, that deck's going back. That deck is apparently staying. And that was a quick number game. I'm surprised. But the number was 38. Again, the number was 38. And Star Olson got it. Well, you're tuning in well, dear. Okay, good. So no one else. Good. I just was hoping that, yeah. Okay, so all right, they're saying clear the thoughts. I don't know if I thought they were just telling me to clear my thoughts. But there's something to do with, as you cleared your thoughts and you've tuned in, which is great, there's something about there's too much noise in the back. And I'm not sure if they're talking about in your environment or if there's just too much noise in the back. It could be the hysterical thing, but no. What else do you want her to know? Environmental. There's an uncertainty of the environment, and with that uncertainty, and now I got a twitch in my foot. I thought something was on it. No, it's a nerving in my foot. So you can feel unnerved. So something in your environment makes you unnerved, because my screen disappeared. And what that means is that since you can't see it, it can really unnerve you. So it's the unknown. Is it the unknown? It's the unknown. That is linked part. Is it linked? No. Where are we going? This is her future self. Identify. What age are you? You're 55. And they are saying that you inherited a particular behavior that, like depression or something. And then what I mean by inherited means there was just somebody in the family that you observed, and at a certain age. And so then over time, you had just followed in that same footsteps. The air is not really moving all that smoothly. It's like, I taste mint. I taste a type of mint. I don't. All right, tell us more. So is this the person that she inherited from, is the mint? So somehow that's related. Dishonored. She, them. They were seen as dishonored. So can you tell me who you are? Can you give me a gender? You are remaining anonymous. Who? Your 55-year-old self? No, there's somebody else here. It looks like they got a cloak on so you can't see them. Your 55-year-old self is afraid of this part of you, of that past. Gosh, you got a lot of past stuff coming up. Is this the one that's coming up? This one's already that came up, but it's past. Sorry. Who's on first? Okay. Where do you want me to go? Okay, so this is a person that was from a past life, and the embarrassment, the dishonored, the shamefulness, was that you in that? No, you haven't met me in this life. No, you haven't met me yet. Then how can you be here in the past? Oh, because it's the environment. You are scared. Oh my God. Do you feel like something's following you through time that you're scared of? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because do you believe in, okay, do you watch scary movies? Do you, because I really feel like you're afraid of this part, but this was a conjured thought pattern. It's not even a human. It's not even a real. This is a conjured thought pattern that is, you constructed a particular way of thinking in this life, and you felt like something was following you. Okay, I know you say you don't understand, but something strange is as if to say you had a thought that you had made come to life, which is not real. It just says that there's a thought pattern, a thought of something that you really scared yourself with. They're saying that about 4.5, 5 years old is when you began to think fearful things, a lot of fearful things. When it's not real, but in your mind, you believed it to be real. Now, how you would break that is you would take that believability and you would break those emotions down, and then it just help you to stop accepting it. And you would pull your power back, maybe do a cord switching to this particular fear. Because again, it's all related to the stuff that didn't get resolved. So if you can think back to the year, about 4.5 years old. All right, I'm going to ask, because Steve says it sounds like things in my realm. Did Steve's energy come in while we were talking? And did that? No, it didn't. Oh, but it goes to when there was sacrifice. Oh, wait, what? This isn't about Steve. This is about Star, though, but it does go back to where you've had fear. So now I'm going to ask, did your 4-year-old self pick this up from a past life thinking? Yes, you were sacrificed. Can you see how it confuses? You got some bleeding blood. I don't know what it is. We have got to take and just start pulling the energy off and switching chords, and so that you can get into this timeline, because as you bring it forward, there's a part of you that's bringing your past life baggage with you. It's not just baggage from this particular life. Does that make sense? So I will be on tomorrow night. I can't tell you what time it is, what my whole clock system thing, I'm all screwed up. But tomorrow night, if you're in South Australia, it'd be 9 p.m. And that's a Tuesday. So I have no idea what it would be time-wise the night before in United States, Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, you got some crazy past life stuff going on, Star. So before I go, which I'm feel like I'm supposed to go, but yet I'm going to take and I'm going to draw a couple cards. And for those that need a card for guidance, what do you want them to say? Heal me. If you use the first 4 that says heal me, then I will draw a card. And those people already know because they're already here. Okay. Heal me. Whoever writes heal me will get a card. Okay? I don't know what you're saying, so please ignore some people in the room if they're offending you. Okay. Where'd it go? All right, Gretchen. Gretchen. The first card that came up, because they said that this is the beautiful card right here. It says beauty. And what it wants you to know is that you are beautiful, special, unique, and attractive. And as I'm looking at the energy, they say that you get distracted by somebody that they don't really have any power, but somehow you value that opinion, even though you don't value it. They have this dominancy, and it makes you forget who you are because they are trying to grab all the attention. And so as I'm watching this particular thing in this, what do you call it? Two people talking, you know, they could take it out, but you also have to watch for trolls. You have to watch for people that take that energy away from who you are. And I feel like you don't have the right to feel this way, but yet they're not the ones in charge of you. Whoever it is in your life, they are not in charge of you. They don't deserve your attention. But you give that attention because you're young, inside that age that you are now. When the last time you looked in the mirror and felt good about what you saw, when was the last time? Did you know that your features can literally change based on how you feel about yourself in your life? Absolutely. There are days that I can't muster up a smile and it's like, who the hell is that woman? But I've also taken professional photo shots, and there'd be 40 shots, and then all of a sudden there'd be 2 that are just completely outstanding because of the way I was thinking. You can smile with your eyes. But there's a part of you that can't feel that smile. Your internal experiences are etched on your face and your body. People can feel your energy when you enter a room. When a person who is not thought of being physically good looking connects to their own inner light, wisdom, and warmth, the glow that emanates from within makes them extremely appealing and attracts people and opportunities towards them. Have a kind heart. It is the most beautiful thing that shines on a person. Focus on what you love about yourself and allow yourself to shine. If you are challenged by how you see yourself, this could be a perfect time for an internal or external makeover. Okay? So you have to devote your time to you and take your eyes and energies off those around you. Now, as we look, we want Marcy Sims. Marcy. As we look at Marcy. Well, that's how we're going to find it. They're just going to throw it on the floor. Marcy. The card says, take off your mask. And as you begin to take and well, we're not going to give them any energy. Well, even if we did take the name and we did block them, if you're giving them energy, stop feeding them. Okay. We could take and look at that we have to act a certain way in order to be accepted. And if we take off our mask, then we could be afraid that we're going to be picked on and attacked. If we, these people are going to exist regardless. And it's up to us to know that if if they're in our spaces, then it can be, because I'm not even sure. You cannot get the love and attraction you're craving by pretending to be someone you're not. And if these, this is really interesting, because the energy interesting. There is a bunch of energy going around, and it's cool because I get to see what they're doing, and I can't tell anybody what I'm seeing. Sorry, everybody. I just had to take a small break because Spirit is like, it's really doing some interesting shit. So hang on. Oh, wow. This energy is it's happening. That means I get to stay tuned and get to see how it unfolds. And as I'm talking to Marcy, it's why are you so frightened to be honest with yourself and others? Do you feel that you will lose friends and opportunities by showing others your imperfections, fears, and vulnerabilities? So as we begin to really, oh, wow, if you could see what I see, what they're going to do to them, oh my God. Oh, that's interesting. Because now I see other people jumping in and spirits jumping in. Never saw this before. Oh my God, I can't tell you what they're going to do either. Get to know thyself, Marcy. As we go along, it is learning that you don't have to put those masks on to be like them. You don't have to live in that world so that they won't hurt you. If they're going to hurt you, they're going to hurt you anyway, right? Well, it's how we project. It's what we're putting out. It is looking at this whole aspect on another level. Let's see. So Marcy. Yes, this deck. I'm sorry. Heal Yourself deck by Inga. Let you say it. Mask can be where you have to put up a front and behave like other people. Like for so long in a relationship, I've had to stop being who I am so that they could carry the conversation. I wasn't allowed really to be me in front of my own family. It's like, keep your shit to yourself. So the mask of having to be the good little girl, to sit there and to say nothing and behave a certain way, or you have to, if we were going to look, is there a particular, and they said yes. Discouraged. I mean, you've had to put on the mask of being discouraged, really, so that other people can feel good about themselves, because sometimes I feel like you may have let may have let others distract you from being happy, good, all of that. So this is really important to see. Oh, don't tell. Okay. Mercy. It was just a card I randomly was given up, but notice that you don't have to. Can you be strong in front of all these people? See, they're helping my ratings, even though they don't realize they're doing it. So there's some interesting things that are happening, but I can't tell you all the rest that's going to happen to them. I get to play this out later. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So Marcy, yeah, if your parents have done this, if that's what was happening, you're going to have all of these things that happen to you. And when this happens, you can't be your true self. And you are now getting to the age where they said, yes, you can. Regardless. Yes, you can. And it's taking and stripping down all those things that you no longer need anymore. So you get a chance to hear all of that crap in the environment that actually would stop you from being you. And if we can take the energy off that, then you can stand and shine regardless of how much they're throwing a tantrum, how much they're trying to say, look at me, look at me. Because you have the right to shine. You have the right to be valued. You have the right. And that's what's beautiful. And if you give your power away to people, that just beats them. My ex hated it when all of a sudden the power cord, he lost it. He's like, where is it? He knew it too. And he kept trying to follow me around. And all of a sudden he's throwing a tantrum in front of me. And I'm like, wow, I passed the test. And then the universe just picked him up and and the universe has done this. That's why when I look at these people, they have the same energy signature as the people that spirit removed out of my life. I can't tell you what happened to them. But all I had to do was say, I agree. So be it. In the universe. Dang. So I thank you for hanging in there with us, but you got to see something that was something that normally would attack you and hurt you and control you and take away your joy and your happiness and say, look at me, and they're just this energy. No, it's not wrong to push your mom out of your life. You got to understand, you have to be okay to lose your family and friends. If you are born into this world and you don't live it, and you live it for their life, then, that's part of what you have to learn, is to take your energy away from it and be okay to stand strong and really allow yourself to be you. I made a choice. I stood firm about who I am, and I was so tired of being in gatherings and I'm not allowed to say who I am and what I do and spiritually, pointing, she's the freak. Some people don't see it that way. Watch the movie All About Steve and find your tribe. And when you allow yourself to walk away, they're going to be hurt. They're going to spit fire. They're going to do all the things that you're healing yourself from. So you don't have to have those twangs. So you don't have to be pulled back in. You don't have to lose your power. You literally get to pull your power off it. Do a healing cord. Do cord switching. I mean, my God, you can do several things that will change this whole thing. And when you allow yourself to take that next level, it will feel funny because it's not you. You are like, but I am that pain. No, you're not. But I am that behavior. No, you're not. Your higher self, your true spiritual self is you. But you can't, if you're going to allow yourself to say that it's uncomfortable to be me. No, you didn't give yourself a chance. You're saying that you'd rather hold on to the identity because you have pain from all these people. We need to heal this so that you can then all of a sudden start to grow into you. And as you begin to grow into you, you have to be okay to lose your family and friends. You have to be okay with them screaming and hollering and saying mean things. Because as soon as the different flavor comes in, I had hate groups formed because I decided that I wasn't going to do what they asked me to do. I chose not to follow. I chose to be me. And I love me. I have love in my life. I've got family. I got friends. And I have my tribe. I have that embracing that it's okay. There's so much respect. There's so much adoration. There's so much. And it's like, why the hell did it take me so long to get here? And that's because I didn't use certain tools. But now that I've got certain tools and certain resolving tools that I can do, you can grow in leaps and bounds. You can. It's the beauty. All I can say is heal. Now, because of the interesting thing that occurred, but we were to use that as a reflection of different things that we're supposed to hide because people are going to shake and, choose me. I mean, you wait until you see, well, you won't see it. I will. But there's a whole nother frequency as above, so below that's going on, and you wait, their world's going to get rocked. They'll just see it as another life and day in hell, but for those of you that are procrastinating, I drew a card for those that I couldn't see and to honor. I'm going to honor you. This card is procrastination. I'm going to tell you, you say, well, I'm trying everything I can. I don't feel like I'm procrastinating, but you have a wheel of life. It can be exercise. It could be spirituality. It could be education. It could be family. It could be close to relationship. But if you are stopping yourself, all of a sudden you get cloudy thinking. You can't think and you can't do something. Understand it is your younger self that has put it into play in one way or the other. My 4-year-old self, because it had to deal with the family pressures of everything changing, divorce, my mother going to work, all of these things. And now my siblings, which are older than me, had to raise me. And I had procrastination of doing things because I knew I was going to get yelled at, be corrected. And I brought this up to my adult self, and I had no idea that was going on. And when I began to notice that my cloudy thinking and I couldn't think was related to how this is what my inner self was doing, this program for so long ago, which is alive and active, I began to heal how that little girl felt. It's actually easy to do. And when I did that hurdle every time I would try to do something, that writing, the hurdle. I'm like, really? This is so annoying. Well, when I finally discovered what it was, now that hurdle's gone and it's like free and clear to do it, you would never know I had it. So when you do procrastinate, you may need to get a reading, or you may have to notice that is the procrastination because all of a sudden my head gets cloudy, or I lose interest, or I have no motivation. And you may have to just use some EFT to tap it out. Okay? You can chat with me a little bit, Marcy. But if it starts to go into where we need to do a reading, then I will extend that out to you as far as 11:11 off air if you want. Otherwise, I don't mind people talking to me. That's fine. It's just that I also have to draw the line because I have a tendency to live it, breathe it, walk it, talk it, and dream it 24/7, and I have to draw certain lines at certain times. So just be aware. All right. So thank you so much for having an interesting live show. I enjoyed it immensely. Thank you so much. Like I say to all of you, please, 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 please Stay blessed.